Recently I went to the Dutch Nationaal Military Museum, which is indeed very military, very museum, and its nationality is very Dutch. The museum has a large collection of planes, trains and automobiles, or I should say one train, as well as a large collection of arms and armor throughout Dutch military history. The museum is situated on the former military airbase of Soesterberg in the province of Utrecht. The museum focuses on Dutch military history from the Middle Ages till the modern day, and also displays multiple objects from the 16th and 17th century, which is the main focus of this channel. And I thought it would be interesting to take a closer look at some of these items. Sadly, the lighting in some parts of the museum wasn't optimal for taking photos or videos, but that's to be expected since that's the case in most museums, especially if they have historical textiles and garments on display. The museum also has many more objects in storage than they have on display, but it can be possible to get an appointment to study certain objects in the study hall at the museum depot. And it's also possible to see certain items that are in storage during special events organized by the museum. One of the rooms in the Dutch National Military Museum features 24 portraits of officers active on the Dutch side during the 80 Years' War, painted by Jan van Ravesteyn between 1611 and 1625, and was likely commissioned by Frederik Hendrik van Oranje-Nassau. The paintings show incredible detail when it comes to heavy cavalry armor from this period, and they also show specific details that are characteristic for Dutch-produced armors of this period, like a decorative double line at the border of the armors, or points that go upwards on the middle of the tassets. All of the officers are wearing cuirassiers armors or heavy cavalry armors. Just 2 of them are wearing light cavalry armors or harquebusiers armors, with just a breast and back plate and an open-faced helmet. Just 1 of the officers has his sword on his right hip, giving the impression that he must have been left-handed. Originally there would have been 26 paintings instead of 24. 1 of Frederik Hendrik himself and 1 of another unknown officer. But these paintings have been lost to time. The paintings don't feature the names of these officers, but there are 7 names which I will not be trying to pronounce, that have been possibly, maybe, speculatively been attributed to some of these officers. And these paintings have been on long-term loan since 2017 from het Mauritshuis, which is a museum in Den Haag in the province of South Holland. The Dutch Military Museum features a large collection of historical Dutch arms and armor, with a large collection of its firearms coming from the so-called Henk Visser collection. Most of the firearms you'll find in Dutch museums originate from the Visser collection. In 2002, the Military Museum, or how it was known then, het Leger Museum, or in English, the Army Museum, bought about 650 items from this collection. Some of these collection pieces are featured in this display, with an interactive touchscreen on which you can learn more of this wheel-lock pistol with an internal lock, this combination match and wheel-lock wall gun, or this 4-barrel 19-shot superimposed load wheel-lock carbine, as well as a lot of other really interesting Dutch historical firearms. The Dutch National Military Museum has a display of multiple sets of 16th century armor, which gives a sense of the variation and development of arms and armors in this period. I do think I should mention that this helmet is a reproduction from the early 20th century. One of the armors is equipped with a complex-hilted katsbalger, another with a 2-handed sword. One has a reproduction of a verrejager, or vaulting spear. I have made a video about this weapon before, and it will be linked in the video description. Next to the reproduction are an original spearhead of a verrejager and a foot of a verrejager. Interestingly, about the spear point of the original verrejager is that it has 4 small spikes or points at the base of the spearhead. Another set of armor features an early type of firearm, a hook gun or haakbus. The term haakbus would later devolve into arquebus, but this one still features the hook element. And the rest are equipped with pikes and halberds. There's also a second two-handed sword and a 16th century scabbard for a two-handed sword, which is very unique in my opinion. But sadly these two don't match each other. A weapon that is heavily associated with the region of Flanders is the goedendag, which is a heavy stick or shaft with a weighted end and a spike. But apparently they also were used in the northern Netherlands, with these finds all coming from the Netherlands, one coming from specifically Rotterdam and one coming specifically from the island of Texel. Near this display we can also find a display of a few swords and 2 daggers. One in particular I want to look at, which is a katsbalger with a particular style of pommel. And I have seen 3 original katsbalgers from the Low Countries with this particular type of pommel, which leads me to suggest that it might have been a particular style that was common in the Low Countries, since I haven't seen this style outside of the Low Countries. But if there's anyone with more information or more knowledge about the subject, I would really like to know if this style is also found outside of the Netherlands, or if there's any more historical context about this. In the adjacent room there's a display of military equipment from the 17th to the 19th century, ranging from a few metal shields, also known as rotellas or rondas in Dutch, a display of a cavalryman, a few different types of armors, from cavalry armors to infantry armors, and a few firearms, and a few swords. There's a lot more to see, do and experience at the museum, so the link to the website will be in the video description. And if you have any questions about this video or about any of our other videos, please leave it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.